the spices. The spices start from the raw form. That is when you get plants. Let me say a rosemary plant, a ginger plant, or let me say a cardamom tree, or you get a coffee tree, as you may know, or a cinnamon tree. Cinnamon is that tree actually out there. So this is cinnamon. It's got from that tree. These are a cinnamon, but it's got from that tree actually. So this one is a dried one. This one is a dried cinnamon. So let me take you through the process of making them. So as you're making them, you have to make sure that you dry them in conditions that are in room temperature so that they don't change their color. Because when they change their color, that means they will lose a lot of content. That means they will lose some nutrients. That's like getting something from its green to brown. That some content is lost through the sun. So to make sure that they remain in their color, like ginger is yellowish. So when you dry it, it must stay hard, but then it should remain when it's brown in the same way. So as you can see, this ginger, therefore it's good and it still has all its nutrients it needs. Even cinnamon, it is still in its color. Even cardamom, it's in its color but in a dried state. So in addition, to make these spices come out as that, we get, for example, this, we have a machine that we use. It's called a copper mill. It can be used, so the copper mills are sold in grams. You can have one of 350 grams, 500, up to 1 kilogram that you use to mill these ones. Actually, if you have the capabilities, you can get a solar dryer, which is kind of expensive, but also there are electric dryers that you can get and use to dry these different spices. So in making them to process, so when you're done with the raw form, reach the state of processing them. So in processing them, we get this is now ginger. This is the raw form of ginger we saw. So now this one is the finished ginger that is pounded. As you can see, it's pounded, therefore it can be ready to be put in tea and get served. And this is the tin for ginger. To add more, this is now what we call value addition. You get it from this state to make it look like, you get it from this state and make it look like this. So this is the ginger that we saw. It's the same, nothing has changed, but you have added value onto it to make it look like this. So this is ginger. Then for cinnamon, so these are storage cans actually, because they have to be airtight, intact, so that no air is let out or inside. Actually, when you are making the spices, we always advise anyone to put on, we always put on face masks, so that because these ones are ginger and cinnamon, they are used, they have their health benefits. They can help you fight nausea. Let me say early morning nausea that people get. So they help you. So in that, you must have a face mask when you're working with them, even other spices, because some of them may not be good for your eyes. So going on to something else, this is rosemary. This is the pounded rosemary, as you may see it. This is the pounded rosemary got from the green rosemary shape. As you can see it, it's still green and it's its color. Therefore, it has the nutrients. Let us go on to now the different health benefits of each and every spice that we have here. So for starters, this is hibiscus. It's got from hibiscus flower, or actually it's hibiscus flower that is dried and pounded to get hibiscus tea. So hibiscus is very useful when it comes to weight loss. Actually, people who are on diet, they are advised to take hibiscus juice, hibiscus tea. It's good. So when you're putting it in tea, you don't put sugar, because its taste is it differs. So it's salty and also sugary. So you don't put sugar at all. So it helps you in weight loss, lower your blood pressure, those who have high blood pressure, then also boost the liver health. Then we head on to rosemary. Rosemary is known for being a very good brain booster. Now, when you pass on the streets of Kampala, you may find people selling rosemary. Is your child fading in school? So you can buy rosemary. So it's a good brain booster. So it can help you boost your brain. Let me say you forget a lot, so you can take it in your tea. It's also used in rice and meat. Then here we go to Chisholm tea. This is Chisholm tea. It is actually it's majani for putting in tea, but also it's added on with infiltrated with some Chisholm tea. Those are Chisholm leaves that are infiltrated in it to make it Chisholm tea. So you take tea, but in the same at the same time it's like Chisholm, not the normal tea leaves that we take. Heading on to this is still hibiscus. Then this one is the so palmetto, or call it wild dates, or call it locally known as Mpirivuma. Mpirivuma is, I think, a commonly known name for people use it to call like it's a general herb that helps you cure different diseases and so. Mpirivuma, it's grown on dates. They are called wild dates. Dates that grow into in the forests. That's where it's harvested from. So in its raw form, there are these ones actually you can see here. This is the Mpirivuma. So they look like coffee actually. They look very alike. So this one actually has just been roasted. So it is roasted, then pounded to make it easy for it because it's very hard to make it very easy for it to be pounded. So you have to roast it. So this is the roasted one, and from it we get this. And its health benefits are unlimited because it helps you prevent hair loss. Those who have, I don't know, I think for the aging ones, hair loss, baldness is coming with age, so it helps you. Then also with preventing prostate cancer, that is mostly in the ladies, so it's good, and also helps you reduce backache. Let me say, lift a lot of things. If you take it consistently, actually this has been tested. If you take it consistently, without adding any other, let me say, to your morning tea routine. Take it early morning in a cup of tea, in the evening. Take it for 2 weeks. Trust me, you'll get a change from it because it is a wonder. Then it also helps you in kidney disorders. Let me say your kidney is having disorders. Mpirivuma is the solution to it. So here we go to, we have already seen rosemary. This is black pepper. This is a type of pepper. There are different peppers in the world. There are many. There is white pepper, there is sweet pepper, there is paprika, there is red pepper, but this is now black pepper. Black pepper, why black pepper? Black pepper is a seed. As you can see, it is a black seed called black seed or black pepper. So when you pound it, it's very much used in restaurants, in recipes to make good meat when meat is cooked. So it's used. So black pepper is very good actually also with its health benefits. Let me say those who have constant flu or cough. So black pepper, actually when you just open it, there and then you get something, not you? So if you have flu, you may find yourself coughing or something. So that's black pepper for you. So moving on, this is tea masala. Tea masala is a mixture of different spices to make them a masala. A masala means like a mixture. So it's a mixture of different spices that can be put in tea. So in tea masala, you get all these in one basket and mix them to make them with the right measurements to make a tea masala. That is to say, now this one contains of ginger. We have cloves, cardamoms, cinnamon, ginger, and also dried sticks of pepper. So this is tea masala for you. Then moving on, we have cinnamon. Cinnamon is locally known as mudarasine. Or mudarasine, it's this one. So we have 2 types of cinnamon that we use. We use Indiana and the other one is called TZ because it is mostly grown in those areas. That's why they called it those names. But basically, we mix both of them to get a mixture of this tea masala, which looks not any other color, but as dark brown as people have it. This one is light brown because we use more of the tea masala, which is very good in your health that you need to chase flu and cough. There is a recipe actually that people use to chase flu and cough by mixing ginger, tea masala, and honey, and then you mix in your tea. It can work very well. Let me say for 3 days, 4 days, you'll find yourself when you have cleared your throat. So moving on to cloves. Cloves are not grown very much. Clove seeds are not grown very much in Uganda. They're grown in parts of Zanzibar. They're grown in Antz on the borders. So, but they are very good when it comes to the ladies. That is ladies who have problems with let me say you're having complications when you're going to give birth. Ladies who are having complications with a lot of bleeding. So cloves helps you very well, because you just take only a teaspoon in your tea and you'll get the difference in after like 2 weeks. Then moving on, this is Piranha Masala. I think for the pilau, for some of us who love eating rice, Piranha Masala is very good. This is a very good recipe that I can recommend to any, let me say, restaurants or shops out there. It's very good because you just put a few drops of tea masala, a few drops of Piranha Masala, and you'll see your rice will change automatically to brown, and it will make a very sweet recipe because it's mixed with cumin seeds, cinnamon, black pepper, and also cardamoms to make it a wonder. So furthermore, I want to give out all to all the people there why spices. So why this business? Why this business for a youth? Why this business that may look, I don't know, complicated with a lot of things to learn and here and there? Actually, I'm very passionate about spices because I've worked with very many nutritionists, and I realized something that was lacking. They all did vegetables, they all did weight loss exercises, aerobics and stuff, but that was something that was lacking. So you may find someone who will do exercises, then the next day they won't eat meat, then the next day they will get something still that is not very healthy but not told to take it. So what I realized, you could use something that is needed, because I believe there is no one who doesn't take tea. So each of us takes tea. So I wanted to make something that at least is health-wise the advised, let me say health-wise the good for our bodies, but still taking a spice tea. That's why the company is called Village Spice Company, Namlonge. But that's why we go by the saying that the essence of flavor. So you must get the essence of the flavor, the essence of taking this tea, the essence of taking this spice. Why rosemary? Why hibiscus? So I realized that by doing this, you can help very many people out there who take tea without knowing its health benefits, taking just tea, majani, and they don't know why am I taking it. By making it possible for people to get spices like this that are health-wise, they're going to help them, but at the same time, take a tea which is tasteful, take a cup of milk which is healthful, but also when they are saving something, when they are helping their body system to regulate very well. But also, again, this is a small advice to all the youth. This is a small company, let me say, a small business that anyone can start up anytime, any day. I actually started this business in the first wave, when the first wave of COVID-19 came in, and when the first wave came in, that's when I started. So because I realized schools were closed, I was at home. So I of course I was doing other things, but then gave it a mind. I was like, okay, this thing, I always thought about it. Then I'm like, can't I do something that is going to help people out there? So that's when I started this business. Slowly by slowly, the business has grown. We supply these spices to different shops in Kampala, in Gayaza, Namlonge, Gayaza Road heading to Zirowe, then also parts of Kampala in Katwe, Machindi, where we have at least branch shops that sell, and also supermarkets nearby where we sell. So, and the feedback has been really good. People love the spices. The content is really good. And furthermore, we want to make it a point that people continuously can improve their health by taking these spices. Starting the business was a little bit hard because it was in COVID. Remember, it was in COVID time. So you had to move and look for these raw materials from different farmers. And some of them you can't get, farmers don't have them. So you have to make sure you get them from, let me say, markets. let me say like Nakasero. So, but my startup capital, because I was passionate, it was 2.2 M. That was inclusive with the machines that I use, and also inclusive with the different products that I started with at that moment, because that was in total it was all 2.2. Then going into why this business and why I think it's how can we make Uganda a better place? How can we make Uganda a better place with kind of these things? So I think schools and teachers can teach students different things like this through the subjects, let me say entrepreneurship, biology, and that is agriculture. Of course, where these fields lie in. Let me say for the drying of these products, because when you get them into in biology, they teach you when you have to get them when they are green, because these come when they are green. So to make them not to lose their color, because when they lose their color, that means they have lost some nutrients, they have lost some starch. So to make them not to lose, you have to dry them from room temperatures. That's from a solar dryer. If you don't have a solar dryer, let me say from under a shade where they are dried by basically hot winds and not direct sunlight. So I think biology, that is very taught. And entrepreneurship, that is where you employ different skills of marketing. How do you market your products? How do you see, as a small business as it is, still accounting is needed, because different schools, I think schools teach accounts. So different schools teach accounts, but it can be deployed here with making sure that how do you calculate your business? Do you have a book, let me say a journal, where you write your things that, do you know, at this day I made these sales, in this day I made these sales, and let me say I have different sales, these products I need to add on this. When I was starting, however small the business was, when I was starting, actually when I was starting, I made sure that I write a business proposal. Though I was not looking out for funds from anywhere, but I made sure that I keep it on myself. That because in a business proposal, that's where you write your vision, where you see yourself in the future, what capital do you have at the moment. That's where you write which sources of income do you think you have, the market, the target market you're looking onto. So I wrote all those things down, and always when the business is growing, so that I don't lose track, you always have to go back and check on it. Okay, what did I not hear? Why do I think I had to be like this? What was my target market at first? Because my target market at first was the making sure that the shops surrounding my working environment and the corporate places that I had access to, let me say narrow, were going to get these products. So whenever I'm there, I go back to my business proposal and look onto it and make sure I note, okay, I've reached this goal, I've reached this. So also that goes with setting targets, that in this year, by this year, I want this business to be, when I'm running on a capital of 10M. I started with 2, but I want to be on 5. So that also encourages you to work harder, because you see where you're going and you also track what you're doing at the moment. I think schools can better off teach different subjects by teaching students practical ways on how to work to fit in the working environment, because we are always taught different subjects, but in the world they don't need qualifications basically to tell you as a doctor you need to start up this. You can as long as you're passionate for something and you can do something hands-on. I feel like anyone can do any business that they want, as long as we embrace agriculture, because all this is like agribusiness. It all lies in agriculture, because agriculture is the way to go. I think by schools teaching more and more students on how to make sure that they can earn from even the small that have. There are different businesses. Let me say mushroom gardening. People have small houses in their backyards that they do backyard gardenings, they do mushrooms. Even some of the people that I buy from the spices, the farmers, they have backyard gardens that they make these spices from. He has a backyard garden of 50 tins of rosemary, backyard garden of 50 tins of, let me say, of hibiscus. So different businesses, so it is a chain that is supported by each other. So as I'm buying from the farmers, the farmers have somewhere they buy from the seeds, and as I'm reaching on to the final buyers, I'm making sure that the buyers still get something that is worth their money, worth their prices, worth what they think they can get from the money they pay. I think by that we can make Uganda better by embracing agribusiness, because I think it's the way to go. On the part of the future prospects, as a village spice company, we have actually, let me first talk about the people I employ. It's a small company that employs 3 people, me inclusive. So I actually employ a cousin, because a cousin and then my little sister. And furthermore, I pay them because they don't work for free, because they also take their time when I'm at, let me say I'm at campus, and because I'm at campus from Monday to Friday, I come back on weekends to track what's the business, how is the business going. Let me say I've not called them, I have to come back and track how many sales have you made this week. So my little sister is actually a twin, she's the sales manager. Then Kalunji, who is my cousin, he does in the operation. So he deals in the mixing, so he does the formulas and the other things. So when I'm around, I make sure I do the overall. So I make sure I'm here tracking this and this as the business has to grow even if I'm not around. So basically, I employ them, then I also pay them actually every after a week. Depending on the sales we get, that's the commission that they get. So the future prospects, we want to see that Village Spice Company grows from being a company that is working under side farm, let me say in the farm, by making sure that it's independent on its own, so that we can maybe rent somewhere that we can use, make, let me say, warehouse, and making sure that our products can be found in any shop that you move in Uganda, not only in the central region where we're working from right now, but we want to make sure that our products are marketed and our products are used from different parts of Uganda, let me say in the northern areas, in the western areas, let me say Tumbara, let me say when you go to even Kamadi, when you can be there and order for spices that are going to be good for your health, and you'll find them. So other future prospects, we want to make sure that we increase efficiency by getting heavier and more powerful machinery to help us in the work of grinding, pounding, and also processing, so that the processing chain is eased by making sure that these different spices, because some of them are very hard, and to the small machines that we use, they can easily tear out. So by making sure that we get more and bigger machines, it will help us very much. So those are some of the future prospects that we have. For Village Spices, Kashivu John Kiriza, I'm the manager of the company, and also I'm probably the CEO. Thanks for talking to you.
Okay. That is a useful farmer, a business owner. So the question is, there's something that has caught your eye? There's something you like to share about what you have been watching? There's something you missed that you would have hoped to have picked in the video? Any comments? Mr. Masaba, who is that young lady who went into spice making?
She's called Nanyonga Vivian.
Okay. You have her video somewhere, because what I missed in this one is the process. I don't know if
I have.
That's how.
Can I organize?
Yes, please organize that we see how somebody picked up from watching this video and went into action. That's what we look for. What are you learning here, and what are you taking with you? Anyone who wants to comment about what they had in the video?
Good morning, my fellow viewers.
There's somebody speaking to us.
Actually, that was the video of that girl playing.
Ah, okay. Well, let's first find out if anyone here got interested or excited about anything.
There is this girl, Mr. Dungu, who is doing the baking, Shannon. Shannon, there are a lot of ingredients they showed us during that video. Haven't you picked any that you can put in your baking? Did they say they can put that in baking anyway? Shannon, did you pick anything from that video?
I didn't hear him say anything that you could put in baking.
Ah, maybe I was not very keen also.
Which spices you need in baking, Shannon?
You can use mixed spices or cinnamon.
Yeah, because I think he mentioned a lot about cinnamon. And it was interesting to hear that cinnamon will help you with flu and cough, black pepper, and all the other pirifuma, all those. Probably the onus is on us now to prove whether what we hear is actual by testing out and using those traditional crops. I call them traditional because they've been with us for over time. And at Holistic E-Learning Platform, we have a project that we are putting out, which is to do with conserving traditional crops, conserving traditional food ideas. And I can see that this gentleman is leading us into the preservation part of it. But we start from growing. You grow, and then you walk up the value chain. Okay, is there anyone else who listened in to something that they would like to comment about? Maybe Mr. Masala, let's add that video for Vivian, and we see how Vivian moved on from watching this video to doing something else.
Okay.
My fellow viewers, I'm back. Good morning, my fellow viewers. I'm back again to talk about what I learned and got from the other man's. He's called who? The other man who taught us about pounding jinga. Me too, I tried to carry out that process, but for me, I also carried out ginger and rosemary pounding. Then this is the sauce where I get the rosemary. Another sauce is the other side. Then for the ginger, I bought it. I bought 1 polythene bag full of ginger. Then here, these ones are my sauces. You see there, my sauces which I use for what? For pounding ginger. But even a face mask has to be among. You see, a face mask is also among the ginger. Then, starting with, this is the grisania, where I dry my ginger. I pound it in this mortar. After pounding it in the mortar for the first time, I dry it to the direct sun using this chisania, and I display it in the sun. Then after displaying it on the sun, it dries. It takes it 4 to 5 days to dry completely. Then after, I grind it again for the first time. And after drying it for the first, I pound it for the first time. I grind it for the first time. Like as I've told you, I pound for the first time. It becomes on that stage, that one. Then after pounding it, I get my sieve. Like I get my sieve. I get some spoon. Like as I've told you, I pound for the first time. It becomes on that stage, that one. Then after pounding it, I get my sieve. Like I get my sieve. I get some spoon. I place like to my sieve. I place one. I get one spoon. Place. Then the second spoon. Any amount you want. And after I start doing like this around my the things, then you will see this the pounded ginger, like there you see. Then you do like this several times until you come out with this powder. It's the powdered ginger. Then for this powdered ginger, you close it. Why do you close it? To prevent the outcoming fume, that kawowo, from getting out from the bowl. Then it's the same thing. It's the same thing you do with rosemary. You also, like, in the fact that this one I pounded it last time, I have my routines where I put the pounded rosemary and the ginger. So this is the pounded rosemary, as you see it here. This is the pounded rosemary. You also get it in the same way. You place your thing on the thing, then you start like wetting doing around like this. You get the rosemary. That's how I do. I also learned from the other man who taught us about the vegetation species. For those who went to the farm, those who attended the farm camp sessions, this is what I also managed. So, but for this entrepreneurial practice, what I did here, I did it for the consumption of our family, not selling it. But in the meanwhile, I will also, when my project becomes big, I will sell to the rest. But this is so far what I have. Thank you for listening. Good morning, my friend.
So Mr. Dungo and the team here, that is Nanyonga Vivian, and she has showed us what she picked from that man's video.
Thank you, Mr. Masaba. And definitely Vivian now complete the section of the other video. How do you prepare spices? How do you pound them? Of course, I had her talk about drying ginger in the sun. And I remember the other man saying, avoid direct sunlight so that you don't lose color, so that you don't lose nutrients. I hope Vivian is doing that. And it would be good to find out how she's progressing. Probably we need to reach out to her and find out if there is something more she has done beyond where she had reached. Anyone who has any comments? Now combining the two, we saw the gentleman teaching us, and then we have seen Vivian saying, I learned from that gentleman, I learned. So there is a skill Vivian has, which is learn and practice, learn and practice. But also you can feel that the other video did not tell us how to pound, but she has found a way of pounding, sieving, and all that. And that is the first step. Maybe with time, she can also get the machine. So anyone who has any comment on spice making? Okay, one homework I would like us to take from here is when you sit back with your aunties, your grannies, everyone at home over the Christmas season, is there a traditional crop that has medicinal value? Is there a food that has medicinal value? Is there someone who can tell you about the value of that particular crop? Could be a vegetable, it could be a spice, it could be a food. There's someone who can tell you about it, and can you document that story for us? Can you write about it? I'm not sure, Mr. Masala, whether the people here are still visiting their blog, but the blog space is for you to bring the story. And even when you go to school and you run into that computer room, and there is something you learned at school that is worth sharing, then you blog about, you write about, let us know the good skill that you have learned. Is this spice project something that can be done in your home, that can be done at school? We are looking for scientific and entrepreneurial projects that can be done in school. So I want to leave you with that challenge as far as the traditional dishes are concerned, traditional crops, traditional spices, and traditional food. Could you pick that story for us? What are the medicinal values? Why are they prepared that way? How should they be prepared? How should they be conserved? And so on and so forth. Okay, Mr. Masala, did you get that video for the oyster nut?
Yeah, Mr. Dung, I got them. But now the challenge is that I don't know which one follows the other, but maybe she will guide us there. And I'm going to, should I have it played here or?
Yes, we want to complete that oyster nut.
Okay, I have to add all of them here. I feel they could not be in the right order, but she will guide us which one comes after the other.
Because oyster nut is also traditional to us. Many people have it, but maybe different types. Learning about it, we want to see how they cook it. I hope there are videos about cooking it.
Yeah, she's talking a lot of cooking, so I know we will love seeing what she does. The challenge is the order, and we have it here. So Saidat, you'll guide us if that is the first one, but I feel probably the first one is when you're on the veil. Saidat, you need to open now your microphone and you let us know. Saidat, could that be the first one? This was moving very fast, but I think she wanted to introduce herself.
I'm going
This
to
is
enjoy
when
my
she has
meal.
finished to cook. Probably that.
Just leave it like that, then it will be ready. You give it some time to boil, then okay, let's stop this video. Shall come back when it's ready. When it's ready boiling. Okay, we are right back to our sauce, the oyster nut. This is the way it looks. Alright, we are back to our sauce. So all the water that I poured here, and even the nut seems to be ready. So you can see even my mingling stick contains oil. So this nuts really produce oil. So I'll put here my tomatoes. I'll just place them here. Right. That's the way it seems to be. Okay, to look like when it's preparing. You see, you can see they're just like scrambled eggs as it's defined. It has very, very many definitions, and this is among them. That is a fruit that looks like scrambled eggs when prepared. It's one of the definitions that I was given. So you can observe they are still boiling, and it's not ready. I will not put there anything like salt, like oil, cooking oil. For salt, you put when you see it's ready. Then when you are putting. Have you started the video? Enjoying my meal, as I promised you. So this is my product. It's tasty. So the foods that I wish I can prepare to eat with this kind of sauce, I wish to eat matoke, the sweet banana, the cooking bananas, locally matoke, when they're prepared, when they're prepared in the banana leaves. I will also feed with the sweet potatoes. I'll also feed with millet posho. Okay, cassava posho. I also feed with what else? I can eat a lot of it when I'm eating with that kind of food, but according to my opinion, I myself, and if you taste it, you'll like it. This is my product. If you see them, they're just like eggs. Oh, so nice.
So, Mr. Dung, that is actually the.
Just leave it like that, then it will be ready.
That is the peasant farmer, Mr. Dung. She's trying to show us how to prepare that dish. Even when her videos were short, but you could have picked something from there. You can see the sauce is already boiling at that point. And she has taken us through the kitchen. Then lastly, you saw her serving out, and now she was eating it. Probably that is all what she sent to me this morning. And the good news is that we have her here, and probably she can come out and talk something about this video. Mr. Dung, did you see this video?
Yes, Mr. Masala, my connection had gotten disturbed, but I watched, and I'm now wondering whether it's usually eaten as egg, the way egg look, scrambled egg, or they actually make real sauce out of it. Mr. Masala, are you hearing?
Yes, peasant farmer, you seem not to be talking
Or
to
that
us.
is how the sauce should be that thick.
Okay, we happen to be eating it here, even at my place. But then the way she prepared it should have been wanting to eat it without maybe food. She wanted to eat it just plain like it is. I personally didn't know it can be prepared this way. I've learned a lot. For us, when we prepare it here, we use even magadi, that other thing we put, and it is so light. It is light. Okay, the thickness is always, but not like the one she has here. And we use it like any other sauce. But this kind of preparation is a unique one, and perhaps she had wanted to eat it plain without any food. I don't know why she's unable to open the microphone.
Okay, so that is one way, just that one way of preparing it. And it looks like she really loves it when it is thick sauce. Because I could ask my meal, I'm now enjoying it.
Yeah. She must have
Yes, I
even...
have unmuted.
And why were you closing the microphone, peasant farmer? I thought you needed to tell us how that food is feeling. Like you have blagged on us, we don't know how it is feeling. But I think it's a
Okay,
delicious
teacher.
yeah.
It tastes like eggs. For real. It's not a lie. And then what I forgot to tell you in the video, it was just however much it was, the more oil it produces. But I wasn't able to keep on making a video when it was boiling. It was time for the Zoom lessons. For the rest, I made it at the end of the lessons. Okay? That's what I forgot to tell you. And what else? And I skipped some processes, like the process of unwrapping it from its coats, from its seed coats. Yeah, that process. Someone who was holding my gadget didn't understand that the video is off. So I'm sorry for that, but I tried my best at least, isn't it, Mr. Dungu? Mr. Dungu is the one who asked me much to make this video.
Okay, thank you. We've at least had a sense of how you prepare that. And maybe when you get time over the holidays, now that we are asking people to document again this traditional food, you will still document
And Tisha,
that.
I have some questions about some things. Okay, I say tips when planting some things, but I will just make a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, and I'll just share it to Mr. Masaba. Among the things that we grow at our home, I failed to make a video in our Ginats garden and something called empande, but I don't know how we call it in English. Also, its leaves, just look like for the Ginats. But I failed to make the videos, but inshallah next holiday if I get time, because I will just get from here to school. If I get time, I'll just make a video. But I have some questions about the Guinness, just like if you are employing people, make sure that you are employing, okay, if you are employing ladies to help you work in your garden, a Guinness garden, make sure that they are not menstruating. And therefore, In simple terms, you just employ the male ones because you may not know and someone may not tell you. It's not easy. That's one of the questions that I have. And another, when you're harvesting the banana plantations, whether the cooking bananas, the apple bananas, and the whatever, make sure don't scrub them onto the ground. Don't scratch them. If you scratch their skin, okay, like the apple bananas or the desert bananas, whenever they ripe, that skin hardens. Now, when you want to prepare it for eating, okay, I say how to peel it. Oh, okay. All the food will just go onto the skin. I think you can understand that. We have so much. Thank you for enjoying my video.
Yes, thank you so much, Peasant Farmer.
All
I see
right.
the hand is up. There is an hand up there. Maybe you first pick it before you go. There was that hand. Anna, may you go on?
Teacher, excuse me. I'm not raising up my hand to ask about the net thing. I had said that I wanted to show, I think, okay, not my garden, but what I got from the garden, because the garden is basically empty because I have this.
Okay, that is very good. Thank you. And we want to set off now, Peasant Farmer. We must thank you for showing us this traditional dish, Peasant Farmer, and on this show. So we will be welcoming you any other time. You always get something. And I want to encourage you to always copy that video with me every time you want to share the video directly, such that when it fails the other side, I can always try it this side. We are so grateful for this one. You've actually tried to show us how it is prepared. I am challenged. I personally didn't know this other version of preparation, and probably this could be another challenge. I'm going to try out such that I show you how I also do the preparation here. And we'll be stopping yours here. And we must thank you. Mr. Dung, there is Anna. Anna's been doing tomatoes from the beginning, from October. And this morning she's telling us she wants to show something. I don't know whether those are tomatoes still, Anna.
Teacher, they are tomatoes, but I harvested like last week. And when I harvested, the tomato plants dried up, so I took them out. The garden just very little remaining. I took pictures, though I keep on getting sidetracked before I post it on the blog.
Yeah, but I know you have something. You have something you wanted to show us this morning about what? So you may go on. Yes, you go on.
I just want to just show what I got out, because this is just okay, let me just turn on my camera and you can see.
Yes, go on.
Okay, so this is the third small saucepan, because the first time I harvested, I got another full one. Then the second time, another full one. So this one is just the third. And basically, some are not even there because I've been using them to cook at home. So in the garden, I got a lot. But excuse me. In the garden, whenever I harvest, they tend to dry up. So I have to take them out when they dry up, because here there were so many tomatoes, but when I harvest, they dry up. So I have to remove them. So this is what is all left, as these ones are still remaining on the branches. They're still getting ready, but when they get ready, they'll also end up drying. Then I'll have to remove them. But this is the third saucepan there with these small tomatoes. The first one was there, it was full. Then the second one, and this is the third. And it was also full, but we used some for cooking. That's why they seem to be little. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show.
Anna, could you put a price to those saucepans? you said you have picked 3 full saucepans. Have you asked to know what saving you are doing for the family?
Well, since I finished, since I started harvesting these tomatoes, Daddy hasn't bought any tomatoes. He said that since we have the ones which Hannah has been growing and now they have grown, I see we should use these ones. And for the last 2 weeks, we haven't really bought any tomatoes. And since these ones are still there, and there are some still growing up, we may not harvest maybe until 20th or maybe the end of December. We may not have to buy tomatoes until like the end of December. But if it comes to the price I'm not yet sure, because these tomatoes are quite small and people don't usually sell them around here. Around here, they sell these big tomatoes. So I could not get the price. It would need maybe in supermarkets where they sell these smaller ones also.
Yes, Hannah, cherry tomatoes are very, and people who know their value buy them expensively. So you also need, I think, one of these days, visit one of those big supermarkets, discover where they are sold and how much they are sold. But
okay, teacher.
they are not common, and some people just eat them on breakfast. I see yours are even some really produce, and I think it varies with the species of cherry tomato trees. So if we go back to our calculation, maybe you need to find out from Daddy how much you used to spend every tomatoes, and also add a percentage, because now you are having more than enough. Back gardens help us get enough for the family. Instead of restricting ourselves to using those 2 tomatoes or 3 tomatoes for sauce, you now have more than enough to feed the family. But just take it bare minimum as Daddy, how much you are spending every week, and then calculate up to end of December how much saving you have made for your home, just to give you an idea.
All right.
Home and the value you have brought home, but also when you can, visit a supermarket and look out for cherry tomatoes and put a price tag to a certain quantity, and then look back and see how much money you made. So that guides you whether you want to continue or you want to go back to the bigger tomato. So know that the cherry tomato plants don't easily die away. I'm wondering why, or they might seemingly die, but they will come up again at some point. A good garden that it keeps coming up again.
Yes.
And it's something I think you will need to take to your school, because then the students will quickly pick cherry tomatoes and eat them away at lunchtime, eat them away anytime. That would be a value for your school.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Mr. Masaba, Hannah is going to stop sharing, and I just want to look at the time. You want to cross-check. Okay, 23 minutes. That's 7. If possible, I want us to listen into a Kenyan agribusiness blogger, and probably some of you are going to become that when you showcase your skills for anyone to learn and do. This blogger is going to tell us about rearing maggots, and I want to look at the process of rearing maggots from the biology perspective and see how the biology teachers can take advantage of process, but also I would like to challenge everyone here to try out the process and also see why should we raise these maggots, for what reason, and what are the various raw materials that we need to grow maggots. So I will share my screen again and then play that video. It's a short video. Oh, it's about 70 minutes. It should take us towards the end of this session, but we'll come back and reflect before we actually leave. So I'll share my screen. This one is producing maggots for catfish farming. But maybe you could grow maggots or something.
Can you guys see what I'm saying? Our maggots are ready. A lot of fish farmers are looking for ways in which they can reduce the high cost of production. Now, the high cost of production is usually due to the high cost of fish feed or fish feed ingredients. In this video, I'm going to be teaching us how to produce housefly maggot or larva from the comfort of our homes or from the comfort of your farm. So if you'd like to see how to make it, then you should keep watching this video. Test result has shown that maggot or maggot meal contains about 41% crude protein, and this is so amazing. I mean, what more can you ask of? Now, as a fish farmer, you know at the hatchery stage, your fishes there or your fries, your fingerlings, they need more of protein, and maggot or maggot meal can be used as a supplementary feed, which will help reduce the cost of production. Now we're going to be going down to the field and see how we can achieve growing maggots or housefly larvae. So my mom has a poultry farm, a very small poultry farm. So I'm going to be going down there because that is where what I need to make the magic happen, that is where I'll get it. So let's go down there. So we're here. This is the poultry farm. It's a small farm. So guys, as you can see, everything is set. So what I did basically was to level the area. I cleared the area where I want to put my small maggot tree. So I cleared it and make sure I leveled the floor or the ground. So I'm going to be using this tire to house the maggot. So this is my container. You can also use a plastic container or a wooden compartment, so it's dependent on you. You just need a compartment. So I'm going to be using this tire. This area here will be where the magic will happen. So I've leveled the ground, and if you notice, there's a cassava plant here. I want this to serve as a shade so that everything I do here will be regulated. So I'm going to be needing this I'm going to be needing a bucket of water. I'm going to be needing this chicken net to protect the maggots from predators. We have so many lizards around, so I'm going to be using this to cover this after doing every other thing. And then I'm going to be using the major ingredient here, which is the poultry waste, the poultry litter. So this was gotten from the cage here. This was the last one we packed out of the cage, so we have a place where we dump them. Well, the plan actually is to plant some things there, so we want them to decompose. So that was where I went to get this from. So this is poultry waste that we are going to be using for this maggot practical. And also I have stones here. I'm also going to be needing this. So basically what you have to do is to pour this into this opening here. So I'm going to pour it. I'm going to pour it as much as possible. But I usually don't like it when it is too much. So after pouring it, the next thing is to break it into smaller pieces. So that is what I'm doing. So now I'm done breaking the bigger lumps into smaller lumps. The next thing is to moisten our poultry waste. So I'm going to be using my water to moisten it. I'll make sure it is very, very soaked. So now, as you can see, it is properly wet. It's properly wet. Also, it's properly wet. Now next is to cover it with my chicken net. So I'll be covering this with this. So let's cover it up. And the essence of covering is to prevent lizards or birds from entering. So that is the essence of covering it up. So once I cover it up, I'm going to be using this stone to hold it down. To hold it down. So as you can see, it is properly covered. It is properly covered. And this iron mesh is basically, or iron net is basically to prevent lizards from entering into this compartment when everything happens. So I'm done with that, and then here it is. So basically the essence of wetting this is to attract flies. I can already see some flies coming around. So when it is moist, flies will always get attracted, and when they come here, because it is wet, they lay their eggs here. They feel that when their children get hatched, they will have something to feed on. So they lay their egg inside this place, and then the eggs are going to stay for about 12 to 24 hours before hatching. So it takes about 12 to 24 hours, but you might not see them because they are so tiny. So when they hatch eventually, you wouldn't see them until, let's say, 3 to 4 days. So basically what I'm going to do is to be wetting this morning and evening, because the sun is up now, and that is why I specifically positioned it here so as not to allow the sun dry up the water here. So the sun is up and I have to make sure that this place is always moist so as to make the flies feel at home, because we want them to lay their eggs and we have to make the environment conducive enough for them. So that is what I've done here basically. So over time the flies will come here and lay their eggs. So I'm going to be wetting it and showing you guys how I wet it on a daily basis. And on the 4th day we are going to see our housefly maggots ready for harvesting. So see you guys. Look at this white feather. There's a fly around that side. I'll see you guys in day 2. Let's go. Yes guys, so it's day 2 and I want to go check on what we have there. I'm actually supposed to wet it this morning, but rain fell overnight, so there wouldn't be any need for that. So let's go check it out now. So here we are, and it's day 2. It's day 2. We have some flies here this morning. They are here to lay more eggs. Sorry if you're hearing any noise. These birds, they are eating. So it's day 2 and we have more flies around. So I wouldn't be wetting it today like I said, because it rained overnight, and basically what we need is to get it wet, get it moist. So there wouldn't be any need to wet it today. So I'll see you guys later. So I don't know if the sun is going to come up. If the sun comes up and it is very high, I probably would have to wet it in the evening. So I'll keep it moist. So this is day 2 and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, it's day 3 and we're here to wet. So here it is. I have my bucket of water. So as you can see, today is day 3 and I have to wet it. We're almost there. Hey, they have even started showing. You guys will not believe what I'm saying. So this is day 3 and then I can already see some maggots. As I poured water, some that are underneath came up. Let me take off this net so we can get a closer view. Let me take it off. Okay, so here it is. Can you guys see them? So our maggots are even ready on day 3. So they're ready on day 3. I'm going to be leaving them till day 4 before we see them in their full glory. So guys, it's actually day 3 and I can already see some maggots there, and I'm sure you guys also saw them, and I'm super excited. So by tomorrow evening I'm going to come back to check and see how big they've gotten and how much more maggots we've gotten. But believe you me, this is amazing. I mean, getting maggot or growing maggot from waste product is, in fact, it's wonderful. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, you're welcome back. Today is day 4 and today is the last day of our experiment or our production. So the circle took 4 days, and basically what I did was to set everything up and do constant watering of the mango tree. So day 3 stroke day 4 night, it rained heavily, and while I was asleep I was so scared, and I was like, oh God, what is going to happen? Like, I don't even know what was going to happen, probably because the rain was so heavy and everywhere was flooded. But thankfully everything is still intact, so we're going to be checking. Today is the last day of the production cycle, and we're going to check what we have here. So let's go. So guys, I'm here today is day 4. So I want to remove the stones and the net covering it, so we can see what we have in actual sense, if we have maggots or not. So I'm going to try opening it up. Wow, can you guys see what I'm saying? Our maggots are ready. Like, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. So as I'm opening it up, they like burrowing into the soil. So that is what they are doing. So as I'm opening it up, they are burrowing into the soil. So our maggots are ready. They are ready, and you can decide to harvest them like this. Feed them to your fishes fresh, that is your fingerlings, or you process it. And you blend it into powder. So it's dependent on what you want to do. I hope you guys can actually see the maggots in here. I hope you can see them. So this is basically how to culture your housefly maggots. This is how to culture it. So we still have them. I hope you guys can see. They've gone underneath. So guys, there you have it. It's been amazing. It's been fun. We've seen how we produce housefly maggots from day 1 down to day 4. So basically it took us 4 days to produce housefly maggots, and then we also saw that on the 3rd day our maggots were already ready, but I decided to wait till the 4th day. So you can also try the scale up and produce in a larger quantity. This is just a demo to show you how to and what you need to do, and the things you need to use to produce your housefly maggot. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, drop your comments in the comment section. If you're yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for staying with me. I remain your home girl, Shikemi Olamise, the farm lady, and it's bye for now.
Okay. Did anyone pick any? Anything? There's someone who is saying they are going to try to demonstrate maggot growing in their backyard. Are you hearing me?
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher, we can hear you.
Okay, let me first close out simple active making noise. Okay, anyone who feels they can try out this at home for the next 4 days, Do you have any animal waste? Any animal waste at home? Do you rear anything? Yes, Gabby.
Yes, I can. That's that.
Gabby, you have rabbits. Anything else at home?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone with a neighbor who is rearing any animal and you can pick some of that manure, that waste, sorry, from them? You know your neighbors. That is, of course, if you are in Kampala, you may not have any neighbors to talk about. But if you are further on, you could. Okay, which curriculum area? Rebecca, yes, go ahead, Rebecca.
Okay.
They're so scary. How do you harvest them? Is it catch them? Because like I have rabbits and I have rabbits, I think I can get the maggots from there. Maybe I just open the net and then the birds just come and eat the maggots. Is it easy to touch them?
Okay, there are two things. If you are going to feed chicken, then you can just carry the soil and the chicken will pick the maggots. Just put on a serving tray, or you are using polythene paper, whatever you are using, serve them, they will pick them and eat them. If you are feeding fish, then you can, you can even put this in a basin of water and they will float. The maggots will float and then you can pick them off.
Okay. Thank
Rebecca says it's so scary.
I'm going to try.
Rebecca is going to try. Wonderful. We have Gabby, we have Rebecca. Who else is promising to try? Remember, if we see and we don't try, then we lose the learning. Yes, Restituta.
Good morning, Mr. Dungu and everybody. My concern, I am like, I think, Rebecca, I am also equally scared. I am just interested to know, how do you get it to the powder form? What do you do? What is the process? How, I mean, do you grind them while they're still fresh? I mean, what? I'm still scared, but I would like to know, because I think my neighbor has pigs and I can try and see.
Yes, the quick answer I can give Restituta is lift your product, put it in a basin of water, let them float, pick them, put them on a tray, let them dry, then pound them, and keep the pounded powder and mix it with the feeds. Because when we do research, we need to research on the ingredient, the properties of the maggot and what nutrients they bring. If they are used to feed chicken, they're used to feed fish. Now, when you look at the local chicken, what do they keep scratching in the gardens? They're either looking for maggots or looking for worms. And it's a delicacy for them. So it means that the nutrients are high. And actually, when we visited Dr. Narima, she feeds her chicken on maggots throughout. She doesn't use any other feed, and you can't believe how heavy the chicken become compared to using other feeds on the market. But somebody needs to experiment. You know, when you hear or when you watch, you experiment, and that's what we are looking for. We are looking for the experiments, and I can hear Restituta is also going to try. So we have 3 people who are going to try. Who else? Yes, someone, tell us.
Yeah, our neighbor has pigs, so I can get them. I can get their droppings and I'll try out.
Wonderful, wonderful. And please, you've listened to the lady. Day 1, she shows us what she's doing. Day 2, she shows us what she's doing. Day 3, day 4. And what I wanted to pick from that lady is the gentle speech. English language teachers will tell us that gentle speech, the interest she brings in. She's well prepared. She knows what she's going to tell us about. And then she tries to make sure that the video is clear. I'm sure someone is helping her to shoot the video. And there is no hurry in shooting the video. Take your time in shooting the video. So probably some time to come, if some of you delay to go back to school or when you return from school, somewhere we shall deal with skills of shooting videos and putting together the videos. So that when you do day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4, how do I put together the video? And then I can share it as a complete video. Of course, when you share with us day 1, day 2, day 3, we can help you put it together, but that is a skill if you're going to do advocacy in your village. Okay, so Samuel is also going to try. Who else is going to try? As we look for the next person who is going to try, what curriculum area, what science topic have you seen exhibited here? What did you study in primary that you think is exhibited here? Those who have moved on to other classes in secondary, what science curriculum area has been exhibited here?
Okay, Mr. Dung, I think here we have the subject agriculture, but we are also including here very many subjects where we are including ICT skills to make videos, history skills to make reports, some of us to make farm reports like that, and food and nutrition, whereby we are just, now if you are explaining something, you are trying even to say the health benefits of those kinds of food. And then English. Some people like me here, I have learned English in this project, by the way. I have improved on my English, at least. English, when we are making videos, we are, okay, let me say that we must be careful such that we use the language that people can understand. Okay, what's that? Not very new for people to over ask, what were you meaning? What were you meaning? We are using simple languages, and you must say what correctly like that. And okay, if you say what that you think people may not understand, you must know how to explain it in English language still, because you won't explain it in your local language. I don't think here every person is of your trade. Yeah, And I think we subject those. And okay, in this project, I can see that even the subject of chemistry is included there, where we are taught to use, how to use the chemicals like the pesticides, because it's also a skill to spread the garden with the pesticides. And also the subject physics is included there. Okay, it falls under the machines, because during the farm camp project, we were given that, okay, you use the, sorry, at Gayaza, they showed us different machines, like a machine used to plant cassava plantations, where it had a lot of technology. It had two seats, one must, okay, I don't understand it very clear. Okay, it was just like it had two seats, whereby when you want to put there the cassava stems, you place it at a place somewhere there. Then you go to the size, you set which size would you like, and if whatever. So even physics is included there, I can see. And I think which other subjects?
Okay,
Let me think of it.
Saidat, thank you. Saidat has showed us,
Welcome.
she has taken us to the many subjects that are involved within the many projects we have seen here. But specifically here, you study about the life cycle of a housefly. And that life cycle of a housefly, normally the teacher draws on the blackboard and says it starts as an egg, then goes to this, and then becomes that. But then, of what purpose is it if it remains on the blackboard? And can't we see it? So we would like to encourage you to support learning in your school. As the teacher talks about this, bring an idea that we can do the project. 4 days will enable us to see this whole process. And after that, what will the maggot stage be used for? And as the tutor says, for her, she wants to take it to the pounding stage. That is interesting. And somebody said scary. So as learners on this program, at Holistic E-Learning Program, we have learned quite a number of things. Now, action is most important. Support to the education system is most important. This video can be shown in an English language lesson, and then the students can write. And some of the expressions is what you are going to hear from the members. Is there anyone who has thought about it and would like to tell us that they're going to do something about it? They're going to experiment on maggot growing. Okay, probably somebody needs another push, another support. Tomorrow morning, I'll bring you a video showing my own practice, having watched this video. I have been following this lady, and I picked this video 4 days ago, and I've also been doing something. So tomorrow morning, come prepared to watch my own video in this, and maybe it will give energy to the next person who is not yet thinking about it to also start. It's coming to 8 a.m. and I'd like to thank you for your time. We must stop here. Sorry, it's very interesting and hard to stop this session, but we need to stop and wait for the next day. May I request anyone here to pray for us? Someone who feels the day has been very good for them, probably. Gabby, your hand is up. Are you going to pray?
Yes.
Please pray.
Let's humble us. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for your protection. That's what we're going to go throughout this day. That your angels protect and guide us. Help us to be. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this. I want to thank you that you never done so.
Okay. My network is very poor. I hope the rest have been able to hear Gabby.
Me too, I didn't hear clearly. I heard the first part, the last didn't hear clearly. But I mean,
Okay. Thank you, Gabby, and thank you everyone for staying with us today. We shall be back tomorrow with the early bird farmer. And I just want to let you know that on Saturday, 11th December at 2 p.m., we'll have the senior one to be parents meeting. And at that event, we shall be announcing our best farmers and we shall be rewarding the best farmers. And that does not mean that we shall be putting a stop to the My Garden Challenge, but we shall be opening another phase that we shall continue in school. When you go to school, we shall be looking out for schools that are doing some work, and we shall be bringing their stories at the Early Bird Farmer series every other morning, depending on the frequency of work at the school farm. So maybe some of you are going to start the effort in schools, or you are going to re-energize the effort in your schools. And when you return over the holidays, we shall still look back and see who still has to show us something, what learning can we do. So I would like to invite you to stay with us at the Early Bird Farmer, but specifically on Saturday, 11th December at 2 p.m. Please join us at the Senior One to Be Parents meeting where we shall be announcing our best farmers and rewarding those farmers. With that, I want to wish you the very best for today, and let us catch up again tomorrow, 6 a.m. Bye-bye. Gabby, was that hand coming up? Was that a question or it was for the prayer?
A question. I was asking that what is the winner going to get?
What is the winner going to
Get.
Gabby, you need to come to the event so that you experience. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.